Okay, another episode tonight. This should be a good one. Hopefully, it'll make up for the last one. I know some of you guys weren't super thrilled with the last one. I can't blame you. You know, what can I say? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not as good. But hopefully, we'll make up for it this time with J-Flexx and K.C. And if you're wondering, like, who is this K.C. guy? I've never heard of this guy. Just a little background on him. He directed and edited the Death Row Uncut DVD. He did a lot of the behind-the-scenes filming during the Death Row days. So, like, he would be on a lot of the video shoots, filming and not Gobi, but filming on Death Row's behalf. So he went to a lot of the parties, events. He also he's directed a ton of music videos. So he did the DJ Quick video that was done for the Death Row Uncut bonus. He did the Top Dog Cinefella video. He did the Corrupt We Can Freak It music video. He's done videos for like Mac 10, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne. But he was around in the Death Row time. So he will have some good stories and some good insight about some of the events that went on while he was there. And then, of course, J-Flexx. I mean, he speaks for himself. So get your questions ready, and we'll get Reggie on the line here in about a couple minutes, and then we'll get J-Flexx on and go from there. Let's see, it looks like people are starting to get the notifications. They're coming in. Let me know if you got the notification this time, or if you just happen to know to tune in. Gunsmoke the Don. Gunsmoke the Don, you can always count on him. Machiavelli 7 Days, what's up? Quick question, John. What do you think on the episode last night in Big Apartment where they showed the jewelry while talking about Pac getting robbed? I saw last night's episode, but I don't remember an apartment where they showed jewelry. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch it tonight. Official LKO. I'll have to go back and check it because I did watch the episode and I did think it was a little. I didn't like the scene where they made it where Suge pulled somebody aside at the office and said, "We need to get Pac because he can bring us, to movies and mainstream and all that." I didn't like that because I don't think that was accurate. But aside from that, I thought it was a great episode. I think the whole show is really good so far. So it's interesting to see Russell Poole's his character's what's the word I'm looking for? I guess just it's constantly being thrown in his face of the conspiracy that he has. So you can see how he would develop it quite a bit. So. But if you weren't on a minute ago, what I was just saying was, other than J-Flexx, we're going to have K.C. on here. And if you don't know who he is, he did a lot of behind-the-scenes filming during the Death Row days. So he would be at the parties, at the video shoots. He would be with the artists. But he also did a lot of music videos, too. So he did Top Dog Cinefella. He did the DJ Quick one for the Death Row Uncut DVD. And then after the Death Row days, he went on to do independent movies, which we'll get into, and he's working on a series right now, a pilot. But other music videos, he did stuff for Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Mac 10, Corrupt. He did the We Can Freak It video for Corrupt. John, you gotta explain that why you lying stream. Say that, Jay. It's what it is. He got caught lying and saying that we got a strike against him, which caused him to not be able to stream, and that's not factual. I couldn't give him a strike, and if I did, it wouldn't stop him from streaming. So I think he's not streaming because he doesn't want to face live questions about his boy. So he's making other stuff up, and then to make up for that, he's promising people footage that he admittedly says he doesn't have. So he either has it and he's lying to Gobi, or he doesn't have it and he's lying to his audience. So one of the two. But either way, that's, I don't want to harp on that too much. That situation is kind of speaking for itself. I just, we just bring attention to it, but the information is out there. We're not the ones who create it. So David, I think Reggie did talk to Danny Boy. I don't know what the story was. JMX got the second round. Yeah. But yeah, J-Flexx would be a good one. I gotta be honest, during the gang-related soundtrack when that came out, a lot of the songs I listened to outside of the Pac ones were the J-Flexx songs, the ones with him and the Realist, and then of course the two songs with Daz and the Outlawz I thought were really good. So I used to listen to those. But J-Flexx has always been a favorite of mine. I've always liked pretty much a lot of the, or I guess I could say all the stuff that he's released, which wasn't a ton on Death Row, but we'll get into that. So Who Been There, Who Done That I thought was great. Change to Come, Free 'Em All. I mean, I don't know. I wish, and I did try to do this at Wide Awake, was I really wish an album could have come out on him in an official capacity. So, I bought the Corrupt album, Corruption, when I was 13. Damn. 13. I'm trying to think how old, what year was that? 98? 97? So I was like 20. 19, 20? I don't know. I can't remember. John, did you ever see the final press for Tupac's From the Vault release? I did not see it. I wasn't working in the office at the time, but I did hear about it. And I heard, they did have like a prototype type box of it where it looked like a physical vault, and all four sides opened up and contained discs, so it would fold up into one thing. J-Mix has no unreleased Tupac songs. He said he does, but he does not. I don't know. I don't know what he has or what he doesn't have. That's up to, if he promised the audience something and didn't deliver, that's on his audience to call him out. John, did Young Buck LA ever pay back Joe Cool's money? I don't know. Gunsmoke the Dawn, I don't know. I stay out of that stuff. I'm not sure. Did J-Flexx write California Love? Yes, big time. He did. He wrote the verse that Dre did that was on the release one, and then he wrote the unheard verse that Dre did before they took that one off and put Tupac on. So the majority of the stuff Dre did after the Chronic, J-Flexx wrote. John, I got a question. Did you meet Suge? If so, how was Suge's personality? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try to mislead you guys. I've never met Suge. I've dealt with Suge one-on-one through phone conversations and whatnot. We've had disagreements from time to time, but then the next time I talk to him, it's like it never happened and everything's cool. So I've always had a good relationship with Suge, but have I ever physically hung out with him in person? No. I can't say I have. And right now we're just waiting on Reggie to get on the phone, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling. Damn, that would have been epic for the diehard Tupac fans. In the beginning of Death Row Chronicles, are those the reels from Pacific Archive? Yes, those are the reels. Machiavelli 7 Days, favorite Tupac verse? Ooh, that's a tough one. Favorite verse? Shit, it would be hard to do favorite song, let alone favorite verse. But if I had to pick one, and it changes so frequently, but just off the top of my head, I would say Tattoo Tears. Probably be my favorite one. Tattoo Tears or his second verse on Running on E. Hey, J-Flexx. I'm gonna patch you in real quick, and you'll be on live. Okay, 1 second. Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you hear me, John?
Yeah. Oh, Reggie, did you just get on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys both got on the same time. Okay.
What up, Reg? What up, Flex? How you doing, baby?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Man, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Give us your wisdom. Man, the board had lit up the last time when you came on, and I was like, we got to get J-Flexx back so we can talk for an hour. We was rushing you. People don't know how you was considered the DOC and the corrupt after all of them had pretty much left. The new writer is what I mean by that. Because, man, you really had a lot of confidence in your pen, your ability to write and put stuff down. I'm not saying, the rapping too, but your pen was, people just don't know. They don't.
Yeah, the pen was it, man, because, the pen was paying the bills when the rapping wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So we're going to talk to the people for a minute. You give us a minute just to talk to them so everybody that don't know who J-Flexx is, because a lot of these people out here they here for homeboy stories and the who shot who stories and all of that. But I'm like, we're over that.
Yeah.
Man.
We're getting into the music.
Trying to get y'all some people that was around in the days and get some knowledge on that because.
Because that's what I was there for. I wasn't with the rah-rah because, I was the hired gun from out of town.
Exactly.
So I wasn't really with the...
Yeah, give us a minute just to say what's up to the people, let some more people sign on, and
for sure.
Get into it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't really, I was there for the music side, I wasn't on no punk shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I got in my share of beef, but it was only when people came at me, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really there to ride for nobody but myself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
And Reg, where I was at with mine in my camp, we was all about the business.
All about the business. You, Barney, and Miss Karen.
Yeah. Me, Barney, and K.C., and then Real came on later on, but, Real was kind of with the rah-rah, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's good.
But he was about the business, too, though.
With me.
Yeah, when he started running with you. But, that was our little homie, too. So.
Exactly, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Hey, Flex, how is Barney Rubble doing right now? Is he good?
He's doing way better, man. He had last I checked, because he needed a kidney for a long time, man. He was on dialysis, and he was fighting for his life a long time there. So he finally got a kidney, I think, last year, and he's doing way better. But he was taking care of himself while he had to do that. So
nice.
Yeah. So his health is gaining. He's getting better and better. And last time I talked to him, he was doing real good. He's still playing, gigging, and doing what he do. He's been doing a lot of country music lately because Barney. The thing about him, he could do any kind of music, man. So he was super talented, man. So he's still doing his thing, man.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get through some questions so we can get the board. They've been getting on us lately for not hitting up a lot of the questions. They're like, well, I ain't answering that question. So we're going to
I'm here to answer, man. I'm going to give it to you straight.
Try to make them as short as you can. All right.
Yeah, I'll give them to you straight because I got some. Yeah, I gotta be out too, so I'll make it happen.
Okay. Well, who influenced you the most? DJ Gary wanted to know who influenced you the most lyrically as a lyric.
Well, I'm gonna say Big Daddy Kane made me want to rap. That's the nigga that made me say, I wanna do this. I mean, before that, it was, Run DMC and all them niggas, I was into them, but the nigga that made me want to rap was Big Daddy Kane, and a little bit of Cool G rap, Slick Rick. I was into Slick Rick a lot, he gave me the storytelling part of the game, But it was Big Daddy Kane for the punchlines and just how he just eat an MC up. You know what I'm saying? I have to say Big Daddy and Cool G Rap was my top two influences. Yeah.
Okay.
And then later on, Q. You know what I'm saying? Later on down the line, but I was already rapping by that time.
Yeah. Big time want to ask, and I don't know the answer to this one. I usually kind of know the answers when they ask them, but did you write any verses on California Love? Because I know you ghostwriter for Dre a lot.
Yeah, I wrote Dre's part of California Love. Yeah.
Well, that was
California Love was
actually the original song because it was Dre's song originally.
Originally it was Dre's. It was Dre's song.
With Layla on them. Well, they did the remix.
Yeah, Layla and them did the remix, but Dre, originally it was a Dre song, all three verses.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So he had three verses already on there, and so the first verse was "Welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West." But then when Pac came, he just dropped his last two verses and let Pac get it in. Well, it was originally a Dr. Dre song.
That was a behind the scenes fight.
Yeah, buddy.
That was a behind the scenes fight. But,
and then Pac was so quick, man. By the time The blunt was finished. Pac was done with his shit. You know what I'm saying? This nigga wrote that whole shit in like 15 minutes, and at least took me an hour to write the song. You know what I'm saying? Because it was 3 verses. You know, but yeah, they dropped my last 2. They dropped Dre's last 2 verses and then put Pac in there.
Did you get credit for that, or did you?
I did not get credit for that, and that's the wild shit about it. It's like, because when I went to fight for it, there was so many samples in the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That the samples came in and ate up most of the song to the point where Dre and Pac didn't really get what they should have got out of it, because Roger and motherfucking West Coast Pop Lock and all them niggas came and ate that song the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But
I remember, because that's what I tried to explain to Jay, because they were mad. Laylaw and them was mad on the remix, because that's the version I think they actually came out on the CD. And they were upset that they didn't get credit. That's all they were arguing about. We didn't get credit. So, on the producer.
Yeah, give me some credit, but that song was so heavily sampled. Even the remix was heavily sampled. You know, that's Intimate Connection, you know, so, I mean, but at the same time, I should have still been getting that ASCAP credit. You know what I'm saying? I think I got, I remember getting one huge check, because me and Suge then went up there and saw Todd Brayback up at ASCAP. And after that, I got a big ass ASCAP check, but after that, I didn't see nothing else. And I'm fighting with ASCAP right now trying to get that credit, man. Yeah, so everybody out there, call ASCAP and tell them give J-Flex his credit, man.
Explain that right quick. Explain the difference between ASCAP and BM. What's the other one? BMG?
Well, ASCAP and BMI, they're societies, and what they do is they track radio play, or when your shit play on TV or something like that, you get a percentage. You know what I'm saying? So that's different from publishing, where publishing is off of sales of the music. You know what I'm saying? But ASCAP and BMI, they offer radio play and play on TV, and if your song used in a movie and shit like that. So for California Love, I'm supposed to be loaded out this motherfucker, and I am not. You know what I'm saying? I am not loaded. You know what I'm saying? But I do get a check. But it's for all the other songs that I wrote, like Keep the Heads Ringing and Been There, Done That, and all that type of shit. It ain't really for California Love, man.
Flex, I got one. Can you speak on the song Forbidden Love and how the song came about, if you remember that one?
Forbidden Love. Which one was that? You mean Hiroshima, Unspoken Love?
Yeah, maybe that.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Submitted it. Yeah, he might be talking about that.
Yeah, he talking about Hiroshima. Well, that was Barney Rubble thing. K.C. and Barney Rubble hooked that up. Because at that point, Barney Rubble was fucking around with Quincy Jones and them on the Quest label, and QD3 and them. So Hiroshima was a Warner Brothers act, and so they gave Barney Rubble a chance to do the remix. And he was like, "Hey, you got a verse for this?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Because my daddy and them used to listen to Hiroshima. They like an OG jazz group, you know, from Japan. So the fact that we had an opportunity to do that, you know, shout out to KC and Barney for that one. They put me on it, and it was gravy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got one, Reggie?
Knockabilly 7 Days is saying that you have a verse on Still I Rise, and that was his favorite. What verse was that?
Oh no, he's talking about something else. Yeah, no, he was Reggie. We were talking earlier about he was saying what his favorite verse was in general, Tupac wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Flex, can you talk about performing with Tech Nine at the Larry Hoover benefit concert, and what your thoughts were when you first met him?
Y'all went back with that one.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, these guys do their research.
I'll speak on that. Well, that's another thing that KC had hooked up, because it was right after Pac got shot, and then I think Biggie might even got shot after. It was after Biggie had got shot too, and so KC was like, "Man, we need to do some violent shit." So Reggie and Suge them had hooked up some where Farrakhan was calling niggas to the house or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so we was in Chicago for that, but they had told us that we couldn't bring no managers or no girls. So K.C. being both a manager and a girl. So she was just, you know, kicking it around Chicago and met Larry Hoover's wife and, you know, started chopping it up with her. And so that's when we started getting into his story and you know, went to the prison to see him and all that. And so, well, Tech Nine had came down because, you know, he was dealing with QD3 at the time. And so, K.C. and QD3, they put a jam together. Well, QD had a song for Tech Nine that he was trying to get on the soundtrack. At that time, it was gang-related soundtrack coming out. So they hooked up the Question song and put that on the soundtrack. That's the first time I heard Tech Nine. I was like, this dude is a beast. You know what I'm saying? So, in essence, you know, KC really put that dude on, man. And along with QD3, and then Reggie them let it fly, and he hit the ground running. That dude was a hustler, man. And
which one was that on? Gang related?
Super talented, yeah. That was gang related.
Gang related,
yeah. And so he had a style like nobody else's, so he took off, man. And then, you know, the thing about Kansas City, they represent their people. They support their people. So, you know, Tech Nine hit the ground running. And I've been trying to reach that nigga. If anybody know Tech, tell that nigga get at J-Flexx, man. I've been tweeting that nigga and everything.
I mean, RBC. He the biggest artist. Ask for Brian Shaft.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Brian Shaft up at RBC Records.
Well, Reggie, hook that up, man, because I've been trying to
he's
get
on
that
my
nigga,
Facebook, Brian Shaft.
Yeah, but yeah, Tech Nine, shout out to that nigga, man. He's a real talented dude. He really got his start as far as being major, he already had an underground following, but that was his first major break was Questions on this gang related soundtrack. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Brian Kenner. Do you think you're gonna get anything answered tonight? You go in and out. You say bullshit and then you answer a question. Is that how you think you get answered, dog? That's how you get the leader, dog. You want to like hip hop. Man, come on, Brian. You bigger than that, man. You ask good questions, but you ain't gotta go fuck death row and then ask a decent question. What type of shit is that?
That nigga trying to get attention.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But cool.
What do you want to know, Reg? Let's answer his question. Get him
something about Snoop. There's something about Snoop. But I hate to do that because then they think that's how they can get a response from you. So, now.
You know what? I'll say this about Snoop. When I first got to Death Row, he was one of the first niggas to embrace me. Like, hey, and he told his homies because some of his homies was hating on me because they like, who is this new nigga? And jump right in writing for Dre and this and that, you know, because a lot of people felt like that was Snoop's spot to be writing for Dre, Snoop and RBX and them, you know what I'm saying? And Snoop was getting at his own homies like, don't hate on the new nigga, get your own sack right, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because Snoop was like, shit, everybody already loves Snoop Dogg, so he wasn't really tripping, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, shout out to that nigga too, you know.
Gunsmoke the Gun, he asked J-Flexx about the song Free 'Em All and working on the Game soundtrack. If you got any memories about that?
Yeah, that was a good song. That's when the Realists had just came to town and you know,
yeah, we had already met him, but came back.
Yeah, we was doing tracks with QD3 and you know, they came up with that beat, and that beat was smacking. We was at QD3 house, and we knew a lot of people that was locked up at the time, and motherfuckers was trying to blame a lot of shit on gangster rap at that time, and we was like, you know, hey, free these niggas, free Larry, free Suge. I had a cousin locked up at the time with Suge. I had a cousin. Shout out to my cousin Keith. He was locked up with Suge at the time. Suge was on CMC West, he was on CMC East, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we was just like in the state of mind, like, man, y'all need to let our niggas out, you know. So that's how that jam came about. And then we wanted to put out there that you know, it was corporate gangsters in the mix too, not just, you know, not just these niggas on the street. Like, look where the gangster shit really come from. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what was going on with that concept. And then, you know, niggas was, you know, QD3 had the smacking ass beat up, and we just made it happen.
Yeah, Big Time want to know, did you write on, or did you write Keep Your Head Ringing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that whole song. I wrote that whole motherfucking first, second, and third verse.
Now, did you get credit on that one?
I got credit on that one. If you look on the credits, it'll say J-Flexx. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yeah.
Flex.
He was his writer.
Outside of the
Go ahead, John. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Outside of that Street Scholars album, that was primarily like you, Sam Snead, and Dre, which still is for the most part unreleased. Were there any more songs that you actually did, like where Dre would record with you as opposed to you writing Dre stuff, that stayed unreleased? Because I know that was probably all done at Dre's house. So I just don't know if there's any more material.
Well, the Street Scholars album was basically Sam Snead's album.
Okay.
So it was me, Sam Snead. He had another artist named Drama.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, now they call him Stocks McGuire. And then they had another nigga named Sharif. So that was basically the crew. We was Snead's crew. You know what I'm saying? And so we was all pretty much all East Coast niggas out here, you know, but we was doing that West Coast heat.
Right.
And so, because, you know, that's what we liked. And so, you know, that was a stellar album. They need to still release that motherfucker. I think they did release it, but it wasn't all the original song.
Right.
But yeah, Dre, you know, I did quite a few songs with Dre that he never really let out, because once he split for Aftermath and I didn't go with him, you know, he pretty much sacked all them songs that I had written.
Yeah.
You know, because he knew he was gonna have to pay me. But
yeah.
But yeah, we did quite a bit of work, you know, together. You know, like I said, he was working on another album. California Love was part of a whole nother album he was fucking with solo. You know what I'm saying? That just never came out. Once he broke off and did Aftermath, it just never really came. He scrapped all the shit I wrote for him, and I had some heat for him.
Yeah.
And anybody that know Dre can tell you that nigga ain't rapped the same since I quit writing for him. He done had Jay-Z and all kind of niggas trying to write for him, and they couldn't get him.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't get him like I had him. So,
well, you did do Been There, did Who's Been There, Who Done That.
Yeah, exactly. So he was salty by that. He was salty, but if you notice, other niggas wrote diss songs on Dre.
Yeah.
You know, but the difference is all them other niggas ran back to him. I'm the only nigga that RBX went back over there, Q went back over there, DOC went back over there, but I'm the only nigga that ain't went back over there. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is, it's a pride thing. Like, I know the nigga got hundreds of millions of dollars and all that. Nigga, I'll work my little job because I ain't kissing nobody ass. You feel me? That's just how I look at it. Not that I got a problem with Dre. You know what I'm saying? If he hit me up and was talking money,
he just didn't look out. He just pretty much threw you.
Yeah, he didn't look out. He saved this up. Yeah, he saved this up, and then try to act like he don't know why I got a problem with him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I still didn't have no animosity with the dude. I just made a business decision. You know what I'm saying? If he was to come back talking money, then we can talk. You know, but I'm not about to run back over there and be Dre. Fuck all that. Yeah. Fuck all that, bro.
Westside Thug, and thanks for that donation, man. I appreciate that. Your T-shirt will be on the way. I'll be on John in the morning.
He will.
Reg, give me a shirt too, Reg.
Oh, for sure.
Done. Get us the address and it's done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take care of all that. I'll send you John's number so you can get it.
We'll get it in, Reggie.
Flex, you remember me from back in the day, right? When we did our little underground thing? Remember?
Yeah, this is John, right?
Yeah, John. Yeah. You remember MySpace days. That was a long time ago.
We did a little Staying Alive joint.
Exactly.
I made like $1,000 off that shit in there.
Exactly.
And then... Yeah, but then folks got ahead
we had
of it.
We had kids
at least,
that hated
I remember
us.
that.
Yeah, we had kids that hated on us. But
man, I have been trying to reach you too, bro.
Oh, are you serious? I used to try your number all the time, and I was like, damn, this dude got a new phone.
Yeah.
But
I went underground for it. Man.
Yeah. But what else we got, Reggie? You seeing anything?
Yeah, I had a couple of questions in my head I wanted to ask him about too. But now I see the board is lighting up.
Hold on, man. Hold on. They went to the car speaker. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. All right. Let's see. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
DJ Gary want to know, is there any songs out there that you've written that we don't know about that maybe wasn't with Death Row or that
Yeah, I wrote a lot of the album. I Want It All album for Warren G. I probably wrote three or four cuts on that album. I wrote the G Spot with him and El DeBarge and Val Young. And I wrote the one with him and Jermaine Dupri on there and Nate Dogg, Having Things. And I wrote the one he did about his mama, my mama. And I forgot, I think it was another one. I Want It All remix or something. But yeah, I wrote like three or four cuts on that album for Warren. And then I wrote Warren had a jam on the Super Cop soundtrack with Adina Howard. I wrote that.
Yeah.
I wrote a couple songs for Shaq when Shaq was rapping.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun as shit. Shaq is a good time.
Okay.
So yeah, I got cool with Shaq writing for him because he had heard Who Been There and he was like, man, who is that? And so we was at Lester. Remember Lester, Reggie? Lester Nispel, remember the accountant dude, Lester?
I don't remember.
You probably know him when you see him. But so we at the accountant office and I see a white boy bumping Who Been There. I was like, hey man, that's me. And he was like, you J-Flexx? And I was like, yeah. He said, man, my boss love this shit. I was like, who's your boss? He was like, Shaq. Like, oh, word? Hook it up. Mm-hmm. So then that fool had me write a couple jams for him.
Oh, cool.
When he was rapping.
Yeah, David Hernandez, want to know where you from.
I'm from Dayton, Ohio, man. Land of the funk. Land of Heat Wave, Slave, Ohio Players, Zap, all the shit they loop out here. So that's why I fit in. So, that's why I fit into the West Coast scene so good because I grew up on that music. I went and seen Ohio Players when I was 5 and 6, out playing in the park. So my auntie went with one of the Ohio Players and one of Lakeside. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I was already down with the funk when I got out here,
Yeah. Don't ask a question. It might be a trick question, but this guy usually asks a question, so I don't know this term.
It's all good.
Okay, it's a guy named Ty C. He wants your favorite program to make beats and have you use Fruity Loops. And that's the only reason I thought it might be true.
Yeah, no, I don't really use Fruity Loops, but I use Apple Loops. And but my favorite way to make beats is with the MPC 2000. And that's what I learned on. Reggie, you remember me carting that to the studio back and forth?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so the 2000 XL, that's my weapon. That's how I get down. But recently I've been getting into the Logic. So I make beats with the Logic, but to me I feel like Logic is cheap. You know what I'm saying? Because they got all the loops right there, so you just cut and paste. You know what I'm saying? So, but it still come over. Apple is making you expand your horizons. So I also fuck with Logic, but mostly I do them on the 2000 on the MP.
Okay. Brian Kenneth. Okay, we cool, man. It's all good, baby. I got you. And then the Life Network. He said, I want to sign with Death Row if y'all restart up, but he ain't wearing no red. I said, man, most niggas that we put out and deal with didn't wear red.
Yeah. The niggas behind the scene. That was red.
Hey, Flex, now what was the song that Dre did that you wrote first that was the diss to Who Been There, Who Done That?
Oh, well, the first one was Been There, Done That.
Done that. Okay.
That was his single on Aftermath. That's the only song that made any noise off of that first album when he broke out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so...
That's when he did the ballroom dancing, right?
Yeah, the little ballroom dance. I wrote that joint. I wrote that whole song, too.
Okay. And then what was your song on the response to that?
My song was Who Been There on the Greatest Hit.
Yeah. Okay.
So they, but you can't really say that I was biting because you can't bite yourself.
You wrote it. You can't bite off yourself.
Yeah, you can't bite off yourself. Yeah, so.
Freedom All TV wants to know how was it working with QD3 compared to working with Dre?
It was awesome. They was both pretty much like studio rats, meaning like they both knew they shit. And they was technically advanced. You know, Dre's a hell of a mixer, man. The thing about Dre's talent is his ear, man.
Yeah.
Like
he
take your shit when he done with your shit, it don't sound like yours no more. You know what I'm saying?
He
like
finished it. Yeah, he finished it.
Yeah, and then QD3, the thing he got going is he originally from Europe, so he got a way wider sense of musicality. You know what I'm saying? He got and plus he got all of his pops people at his beck and call. You know what I'm saying? So he not just getting an average guitar player to play a guitar lead. He getting the best guitar player to play it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So QD3, I gotta say he probably got a little bit less of an ego than Dre because he grew up when your pops is Quincy Jones, bro. Can't nobody tell you shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as you're not about to be stuck on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He a way more humble dude, I have to say. But Dre was cool too. But QD was like, I felt like he was a homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sean M and Brian Bars are saying that they like the MP6 200. Well, that's not true. Sean said something about the MP6 200, the Roger Lynn series, and then Bars was saying the MP6 2000 XL is a classic. Which one you like the most?
Yeah, that's the one I got. I got the 2000 XL. Okay. See, Roger Lynn left them for a minute, and they tried to do it on their own, and it didn't work out. So then they brought Roger Lynn back. So Roger Lynn is like a drum machine dude. He was a genius. So he put the swing in it. Without that, it'd be like if a white guy tried to do it on his own and then told the nigga he didn't need him, then the nigga left, and then he like, oh, I do need him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Roger Lynn was involved with Akai, so when he was involved, the machines was a lot better. But I agree, the 2000 XL is what I learned on, so that's what I work with.
Yeah, Big Time want to know, and this was a question that we ask all our guests that come on, is can you tell us a Tupac story?
Yeah, I could tell y'all a couple Tupac stories, but I'll stick to one. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you about the first time I met him. He had just got out. Okay. And Reg, he did that All Eyes on Me album in like 3 days. And then they just mixed it the rest of the time. Yeah. So this was maybe day 2 or day 3. So I go up to Can-Am, and they got Gangsta Party playing. Okay. Ain't nothing but a gangster. So him and Snoop in there. Yeah. And so Snoop introduced me to him like, Snoop, this is the homie Pac. Snoop said, Pac, this is the homie J-Flexx. So I'm like, hey, man, good to see you, And Snoop like, good to be seen. Hey, baby, is my phone go out of here? No. Yeah, so, I was like, Pac, good to see you, bro. He like, shit, man, good to be seen. He like, roll this up. So I twist up, I blow with him. They doing Gangsta Party. And it was just a real cool vibe, and that's the first time I met him. And then when they did California Love, Dre's verse was already done. Yeah. But I remember by the time the blunt was finished, Pac had his verse finished and was in there ready to spit it. I just remember thinking how fast he would write, man. Dude wrote very quickly. Yeah. It's almost like he already had the verse in his head and just was writing it down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was quick. But
official.
Where's Royce at?
Oh, okay.
Hold on, Reg.
Okay, no problem.
Up on the third floor or what? All right, I'll be right in there, babe. So yeah, I mean, so initially, it was a real cool vibe with Pops, but I gotta keep it real, man. Like towards the end, I had beef with the Outlawz and all of them niggas. We got into it. You know what I'm saying? But but then, Suge was the peacemaker. He was like, man, y'all can't be into it like that.
At you as Dre people, and they were hating on Dre people.
Yeah, because they was looking at me like I was Dre. I was from Dre's camp.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Dre had left and like left us all out there to fend for ourselves. And now the rest of the niggas was like just going over there and doing their thing because they didn't have a contract, but I had a contract with Death Row already.
Yeah.
The rest of Dre's camp that was hanging around there, except for Sneed, Sam Sneed had a contract, but the rest of them niggas didn't have no contract, so they just went over there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling Dre, hey man, you gonna get me out my shit or what's happening? And he like, well, why don't you do this ghost publishing? What, nigga? You know what I'm saying? First of all, I ain't going behind a nigga back because I'm not scared of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Secondly, you said you was getting us out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but what happened was he just saved himself, bro. And I feel like if he would have said, Suge, I'm taking this nigga with me, I feel like Suge would have worked it out with him. You know what I'm saying?
He was an override or something.
Yeah. But he didn't do that. He tried to do some sneak shit and then expect me to take the fall. So I'm like, fuck that. So K.C. was real smart about it. She was like, we going to meet Suge and see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So we go and meet Suge and Suge like, hey man, that was my partner, so I roll with him, but he ain't my partner no more. So what's happening? So Suge was cutting checks. Dre was making promises, and so that's how
he told Hutch the same thing about, because Hutch produced a lot of stuff on the Chronic. And he let Hutch rob him. I mean, he let Dre rob him, for the beat. He told Hutch the same thing. So,
yeah, man. So it was like, and I wouldn't really have a problem with it, but how Dre was coming at a nigga was like we was friends. You know what I'm saying? And I got to take my responsibility in it. I was green, homie. I was starstruck. You know what I'm saying? So I made some bad decisions too. I can't put it all on Dre or put it all on Suge or nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga was green. I was happy to be out here doing what I love, and I was making good money. Like, cause I felt like I was getting over on a nigga. 10, 20 grand for 15 minutes of work.
Yeah.
I felt like I was getting over. But hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah. You didn't know what things were worth then. But I was gonna say, but you was a blessing to how you met Dre. You can tell the people how to met Dre. Because you were just like right down the street. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, well, that's why I gave him a pass, bro. That's why I was like, you know what? That nigga put me in the game. When all is said and done, he didn't have to stop. I met Dre at the stoplight. You know what I'm saying? And gave him a tape. And it was on from there. So it was, one thing about him, he could recognize talent, bro.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then once,
I want to know, which producer did you like the best out of DJ Quick and Daz?
Oh, you know what, bro? I'm a DJ Quick fan, man. You know what I'm saying? But Daz used to make that slap. You know what I'm saying?
That clap.
The thing about Daz was, if you just want that straight gangster motherfucking beat, Daz was that nigga. Like C-Walk, homie. You know what I'm saying? That joint right there, when that joint come on, it just make you feel like doing some dirt, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Daz was good for that gangster shit. And Daz was a hustler too, man. But as far as musically and depth of production and all that type of shit, man, come on, man. I put DJ Quick up there with Dre, bro. DJ Quick is literally my favorite producer of all time. That goes for motherfucking Quincy Jones and all them. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, as far as listening to an album top to bottom, bro, I don't think you can beat DJ Quick, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites, homie.
Yeah. 24 Big Coop. You want to know, you ever work with Bomb1st being from Ohio?
That's funny you say that, man. I was supposed to, me and Lazy Bone had linked up at I forgot what we were supposed to, we had linked up at some function, and we were supposed to get it in because he's like, oh yeah, you from Dayton? No, I was like, yeah, man. So we were supposed to get it in, but it never happened, you know. You know how motherfuckers be in the middle of shit and be trying to block because they ain't got no cut of it and all that type of shit. So yeah, me and Lazy was supposed to get it in, but it never materialized.
Hey, Don spoke to Don. They know about the incident at the artist meeting when got acquitted. Were you at that meeting? At the artist meeting?
No, I wasn't, and I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Okay. It's because 2 weeks before that. Yeah. Well, 2 weeks before that was when I had got into it with the Outlawz because we was up there at Can-Am. So I basically Mutas stole on my homeboy, and so I jumped in it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know I was J-Flexx. I jumped in it. The niggas jumped on me. The homie tried to fight his way out. He leaves, so I'm in there fighting all the Outlawz by myself. Butter was trying to get in it, but Tupac was holding him back, like, don't get in it. So we squad for a good 30, 45 minutes, you know, and so, you know, that shit all happened. So that was fresh in my mind. So when Sneed called me and tell me they having a meeting, I'm like, Sneed, that's a setup, man. I was like, don't go up there, bro. He like, well, I ain't running from these niggas. I was like, I ain't saying you scared like running from niggas. I'm telling you it's a setup. I was like, the meeting gonna be about you, bro. You know, Dre hung us out to dry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, sure enough, you know, he go to the meeting anyway because we had just shot the Lady Heroin. The video, the beef was about the video that he had, Lady Heroin.
Because nobody was in the video.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is Shug put his foot in his mouth, and I laughed at him about that all the time because it was like, yeah, you didn't have nobody from Death Row representing you at the video shoot, and, you know, it was because it was in Pittsburgh. It was in his hometown. There was nobody there, and, you know, y'all just, you know, doing the videos without somebody being in the video shoot. And then guess who video was coming up the next week? It was Danny Boy, and that was the one who shot in Cabo. He had to fly all those niggas out there. He was so mad. I said, "How'd you get last minute? He had to fly all those niggas."
But the thing about it is, Sneed had called niggas to get in the video, but niggas didn't show up because they was they was already on that shit already because we was all from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the East Coast niggas that he called did show up.
Yeah.
But the niggas he called from the road didn't show up.
Nancy, because I think the only was Nancy was there or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, Nancy was there.
Yeah.
Sean Dog and them came. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, wasn't no Snoop got invited. That nigga wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing was, you know, so I already knew it was going to be some shit.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, after Pac got killed, me and the Outlawz, we squashed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool. If I see them niggas now, we cool. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, them niggas know that they couldn't drop. Hey, all them niggas couldn't drop me. Everybody that punched me got punched. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we squashed that shit. Once Pac got killed, niggas was like, you know, niggas trying to kill all y'all. Y'all need to squash that shit, and we did.
And the whole thing is, everybody look at you as J Boy, Drake.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why once Shug took you and said, "Nah, he with us, and you still with us," and then that's all about. That, you know, you couldn't do nothing but love you. You know.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it did change up. It did change up, bro.
With Quick?
Huh?
Did you ever do a song with Quick while you was around?
Nah, he had did one for Top Dog, but nah, we had.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did Cinderella.
Yeah.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
No, not not Cinderella.
No, he did. We Don't Love Him.
Yeah,
we don't need him.
Yeah.
But but me and Quick was neighbors over there in West Palm, so I'm cool with Quick, man. Yeah, he my, that's my nigga, but we never really got a chance to work together. But I still want to. You know what I'm saying?
You be
still
seeing
waiting
Quick
on
now?
my Quick beat. Huh?
You be seeing Quick now?
I saw him like a year or two ago, but I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, I'm still trying to work with that nigga there for real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What you trying to put anything out right now, or what you working with now currently?
Yeah, I'm working on this album right now called the Cartelathon, man, and I'm just trying to see if I need to try to go find distribution or if I'm just gonna put it out myself. I'm still contemplating that, but yeah, I'm sitting on the cold one over here.
So we're gonna try to put something together, a little compilation CD.
Let me know, man.
Back in the day. And,
yeah, let me know, because I got records over here. I'm sitting on records, man.
Start thinking of your best one.
Yeah, for sure.
Reunite a career. Everybody's career get reunited, but somebody's career gonna get reunited.
Hell yeah.
You only need one, right?
Records.
You only need one. Yeah.
Only one. That's set the fire.
Yep. They want to know if you
no records over here, man.
What happened?
What you say?
Did you ever work with Storm on the Outlawz? The female Storm?
It's funny because Dre brother Pimpin' Tim, right? You know Dre brother Tim.
Yeah.
So Tim used to bring Storm over our crib, bro, before Pac even met her.
Okay.
And she used to on God, she used to sound like Snoop, bro. When we first met her, she was rapping like Snoop, homie. And then I think Tim had brought her out to a California Love video shoot, and she met Pac.
Yeah.
And Pac adopted her. You know what I'm saying? Her style got way colder when she got around Pac. I got to keep it real. Like her style, she improved. Pac never improved her. You know what I'm saying? She got even cold. She was already dope, but she got even doper when she got around them. Yeah. And then she was part of the Outlawz. But yeah, I remember Storm when she first started. Pimpin' Tim used to bring her to the crib, and she sounded like Snoop at first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
G Money want to know: did you write Shaq's verse on "Work It Out"?
Nah, I wrote a song for Shaq called Black Superman.
Oh, that was his motto. Superman.
Remember when he did the Hutch beat, that Black Shaq Superman?
I only heard the one with Peter Guns and them.
Yeah. I didn't write that one. Peter Guns wrote that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the one Quick did the beat for. I like playing on the west side. That shit was hard. Yeah.
Quick rolled in that too.
Yeah. For sure.
John, you got any questions? Because I know Flex got to go. I think his girl waiting for him somewhere.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, but she knows. She know how the music game goes. She knows.
Okay.
I still got one foot in the game. You know what I'm saying?
I got the next. You probably remember K.C. He coming on next. The guy that did that directed the Cinderella video that you did.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah,
John
white dude, right?
Yeah. Well, he was mixed.
Yeah.
That was JJ's dad in the Good Times. John Amos.
Yeah.
That was his K.C. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he one did Uncut. He did a bunch of videos. I don't remember.
I remember him. Yeah. So that nigga said, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, he be coming on late. He got a bunch of footage. Matter of fact.
Don't do it, Reggie. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Found a whole bunch of stuff we gonna be leaking out.
That's what's up.
He found a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff.
All right, I'm gonna change the subject real quick. Flex, can you? I'm trying to change the subject on you, Reggie.
All right.
Flex.
My boy K.C.
Yeah. When looking through like the archive of stuff that you did that never got released, I would always come across a reel or a song title that said "Eye of the Tiger," and I was always curious if that actually sampled, obviously "Eye of the Tiger." Is that a song that you remember, and if so, can you speak on that one?
I do kind of remember it, but nah, it didn't sample "Eye of the Tiger." That's just what we called it.
Okay.
I want to say it was a song that, I don't know if you remember old school Howie T. remember Hitman Howie T? He did Real Roxanne and all them.
Oh yeah,
and Tub Rock and all them dudes. So we had, KC had a relationship with him, so we had done a couple joints with him, and I think that was one of them joints. But no, we didn't sample.
Okay.
I
was gonna say that'd be a weird sample, but I just saw the title. I never got to hear it or anything. So, okay.
Yeah.
Sam Snead, why I gotta be hiding something? Because I tell people don't be long-winded. People are crazy.
They a trip, man.
Yeah, they're a trip.
But if can't nobody say I ain't answer shit straight up. I answer shit straight up.
John was really, he was like, man, J-Flexx is one that really haven't did a lot of interviews and stuff, and man, John's up here, he
is. He always been up on it. Yeah.
He loves this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
He couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking, I ain't gonna say your name because I missed it, but did the Outlawz sign with Rap-A-Lot? No, they went straight to Koch Entertainment.
They went straight. Yeah.
They went straight to Koch Entertainment or something.
So they went straight.
Signing with Rap-A-Lot.
Hey, Flex, do you remember writing verses for Dre that he did over the Keep Their Heads Ringing beat, but it was for the Mike Tyson fight? Was that something you did? Does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah, we did. I remember we did a Tyson verse, but I don't think he ever did it.
Yeah, it came out on YouTube not too long ago.
Kind of like
yeah.
Well, that was kind of on the. That was kind of like right when the split was happening, so a lot of shit got lost in that sauce. And then Tyson was Suge and Pac boy, so you know what I'm saying. That kind of just fell by the wayside.
Yeah.
That's when y'all had that club up there, Reggie.
Oh, it's Club 662. Yeah.
Bro, I could tell you about some parties in that motherfucker. That was some of the best parties I ever been to in my life, bro.
Trying to get in there.
Oh man.
That's why they always get on me like, why you gonna leave an artist to go worry about the club? Like, man, okay, whatever.
Hey, listen, man. Those were some of the best parties I ever been to. And I've been to some Hollywood ass parties, bro. And the 662, hey, them was some of the best parties I've been to in my life, man. I mean, star-studded, you know what I'm saying? Nobody tripping, it was dope, man.
That was some good days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jersey D, thanks for staying on Sam Snead here for me. Stay on his ass for me. All right, some little 15-year-old boy.
What y'all trying to get Snead? I can get y'all Snead.
Yeah. We'd love to get Sam Snead.
Yeah.
No, but just somebody using Sam Snead username. They are.
Oh, okay.
They ain't like me, put their whole name out there. Some people use
Snead was the most slept on artist, and it's a damn shame that we, the fact that where we was from and that it affected, niggas hating on us and all that, man, because that nigga had a stellar album, man. I mean, we had some shit for niggas, man, and just the politics of the whole shit, man, just fucked it up, man. On top of, man, I mean, I guess the niggas assume that, because I guess they assume everybody from Dre's camp was scary. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I ain't scared of none of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Reggie know a couple of times where niggas tried me, man, and found out. You know what I'm saying? But
I hate that we had that drama. But that was the two reasons, and you was one that didn't like that either. And, but that was the two reasons that Quick and Dre hated Can-Am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Being around that type of drama because they just hated that.
Yeah, man.
They just was hard.
Because niggas was trying to be creative, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be creative in that type of environment, man. But the difference is, what we did as far as when I fucked with Snead and them, and when I was doing my thing, and Barney Rubble, we always did Can-Am early, so we'd get the first section. Which was from 10 in the morning to like 6 at night, because niggas wasn't getting up that early.
Get out.
You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck on.
We'd be out before the riff rap. We'd be out before niggas come in there trying to start shit. So.
Yeah.
That was the way to do it, man.
Hey Flex, when you ended up leaving Death Row, what was the final factor that made it that made you make the decision, or I don't even know if you made the decision, so I don't want to put that out there. But what was the final thing that made you split ways with the label?
Well, the ship sank, bro. I didn't never really leave.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the Titanic, nigga. When my feet touch water, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing was, you know, we was going up there to see Suge, and I'm like, well, Suge, man, if it's, you know, if this shit is, you know, Suge didn't never really want to admit that it was a rap, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, Suge, I need to go find a deal, man. And Suge was like, man, I want to see you bubble, bro, because you loyal.
Yeah.
And so Suge actually was like, wasn't trying to hold me or nothing. He was like, man, go find a deal. We'll work it out. And so
Flex,
the problem...
In fairness to everybody, Flex was one of the few that had a business in place. What I mean by that is he had his own accounting. He had a manager that took care of everything. Then he had, you know, his producer, Barney, you know, they worked together. And himself as a writer and as an artist. And so he had all the tools where he was like, come on, either put me out or let me go find a deal. And then we'll I find a deal. And I think that's how the conversation went.
Yeah, that's how it went. And Suge was like, man, I want to see you bubble, man, so whatever. But then the problem became when I went to go look for a deal. And let me tell you, KC had me in front of every major label out. I had a meeting at every major label. Everybody supposedly was on my dick, you know what I'm saying? But then either these niggas was scared of Suge or they was up Dre's ass too far. And, you know, so I was either blackballed or niggas was scared to fuck with me because of Suge, you know what I'm saying? So my whole shit was, you know, at that point, I was so jaded, man. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to keep making my music and you know, and just float. And so basically I just waited out the contract. So I never really left Death Row. My contract just expired. You know what I'm saying?
KC Amos. We got you, KC. Give us a minute. J-Flexx finishing up, baby. How you doing, KC?
KC, what's happening, bro?
You remember...
everything's good. It's getting better now. Hear y'all voice.
You remember J-Flexx? That's the one that was on the set that had wrote that Who Been There, Who Done That. I think y'all worked together on that with Top Dog.
What's up, KC?
Oh, man. Good to hear from you, man. I'll let y'all finish up.
All right. We should be about 5 minutes, and we should be about finished.
I can.
Okay. Thanks, KC. Yeah.
Yeah, but bro, I'll let y'all go, man. But yeah, I'll be happy to call in anytime, John.
All right.
Reg, I'm gonna text you, bro, so we can.
Okay, and just try to work on self-speed for me. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I will, man.
Okay.
And once this is over, I'll text you.
Talk to KC, tell her what's up. Yeah.
Okay, I will, bro. But I'm gonna text you, man, because I'm trying to work, man.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll text you.
Okay. All right, thanks, man.
All right, bro.
Really appreciate you, J-Flexx.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, for sure. Peace out, everybody.
All right. So that was J-Flexx. So now we got and I'll let John explain who he is. So we got KC Amos on the phone. I know he hates to be referred to this way, but because I hate it when people say it about me. But just so y'all know, this is John Amos' son, who was a daddy in Good Times, but he done played in more parts than that. I was laughing last night when I knew we were going to be dealing with KC today because his daddy was on Martin, and I never saw that episode when he played a sergeant. He was playing Tommy's daddy. He was Tommy's daddy in Martin. I never knew that. And he was a Marine, but and then his most, which all you youngsters probably know him from, he played in what was that? What's that show?
You talking about Good Times? You talking about
no, the
Jimmy Walker?
When he played Gay Man, you know, everybody know Good Times.
Oh yeah, 2.5 Men.
2.5 Men. He's the daddy.
Yeah, they called him out there, but he kept it tasteful. But you know,
niggas getting paid. You know, you do anything, long as you ain't got to tongue kiss somebody, and you getting paid.
Yeah, he asked me about it. I said, "Pops, you an actor, man. Go get that money, man." That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So cool. So anyway, John gonna read his resume right quick and then tell us what he did, so y'all know what he did, and then we'll just talk to KC.
Yep, KC. He was around during the Death Row days. He did a lot of behind the scenes filming, like at events, parties, music videos. He was also the director and editor of the Death Row Uncut DVD. On that DVD, he also directed the DJ Quick video that was a bonus. He's done music videos. He did the Top Dog Cinderella video. He's also done music videos for Mac 10, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne. He did Corrupt, We Can Freak It. He's worked on independent movies. He's currently working on a pilot right now, which we can get into, Officer Down. But KC, I just want to thank you for coming on and appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Yep. And everybody's there too. I just want to throw that out. Coming to America. You know?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I was on the set of Coming to America, and that was one of the films that inspired me to definitely go for directing. When I seen John Landis, the director, take a spray bottle of Jerry curl juice and light up that couch.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, the director just took the bottle himself and let until the juice dripped all down the backside of the thing, and that's an iconic scene, all through time. So I said, I saw how a director can direct with emotion, and he showed he had the crew laughing and rolling. And I said, man, I got to be part of this somehow, and that was one of the days that definitely inspired me.
Well, you tried to do that. You tried to do that with Black Pussy when you did the video when you had that girl squirting their stuff out of her stuff. You remember in Quick?
Yeah, you remember that with the DJ Quick, man. There's nothing new under the sun. You see something once and you're inspired, and I was paying homage to John Landis with that just a little bit. He probably wasn't hip to Black Pussy, but his artwork affected mine, and art is a call and response. Yeah,
I remember you being down there spraying that stuff and having to shoot in Quick face. Yeah. That was the days. Yeah, those were the days. Even though he was scared to put his name on Death Row Uncut, he used some crazy name.
I used that. The African witch doctor, Credo Mutua, man. He stayed at my house when I was little.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? We ain't putting our name on this shit.
Man, we was scared back then. I mean, nowadays it's different, but we was real scary. We was real scary back then.
Yeah, he was just really the editor because he know who put that shit together. Yeah, but it's all good.
Yeah, that went on to make. I seen the plaques up at Ventura Distribution, man. That thing did well, man. I'm proud of that piece now. One of the first ones.
Yeah. The only thing I wish that we was able to find always wish we was able to find the dirty version of the stuff. Like when the girl ran out of the video with her titties blocked and stuff like that. I wish it would have been.
Oh, hey man, we might have to get to digging in the archive a little bit. Now that I hear the right voices on the phone, we might have to dig in the archive and see what could come with the remix on that.
Exactly. That's why I got you and John hooked back up. I said, John, I want you to call him and talk to him, and y'all make some stuff happen because we got the audience for this, and this is the man that he got everything. He got all the footage. So
already in the works.
We're gonna be giving y'all some good stuff coming up. We gonna, KC is gonna be working with us to help us out. There's a whole bunch of behind the footage stuff, and he has it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been sitting on some stuff, waiting for this momentum to hook back around. It's just art's just like a wheel, and now come full circle with Reg on the line for sure.
Exactly. I appreciate that, KC. Always had a lot of respect for you, man. It was always a good deal. John, go ahead. Okay. I know you got some questions.
Yeah, KC. Our audience is primarily, they're into Pac and they're into the Death Row era. I was wondering if you can explain the first time you started shooting for Death Row. You mentioned privately it was at I believe it was the release party when Tupac came home from jail. Is that correct? Do you mind sharing that story?
Yeah, it was one of the first celebrations upon his release, and I got the call from Reggie and Death Row to say go on down to the Flying Museum. So I grabbed my Canon XL1, my trusty video camera at the time.
Yeah. I forgot about that. You were the one that was filming while we was in the car and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so I had to go down to Flying Museum, and it was my first time where I had to go introduce myself to the artist and say, look, Pac, Reggie and them sent me down here to film. Can I roll into the party with y'all and get posted up? And he just nodded his head like yes. So that was like my first experience getting posted up with the homies in front of Bentleys in front of a party. I mean, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was looking down at my shoes, making sure I was standing right or whatever. But Pac was just loud. You know, he was cool with it. He was just like, man, just fall in. And then all of a sudden on cue, everybody walked in the party, and you know, that's how I was able to hang with it. Like, you know, because I was like, man, if I don't get in this party, man, I ain't gonna be able to accomplish the job. So it's like it's a mission. I had to do it, and it worked out.
Yeah. And y'all got to understand, K.C. He is a real low key guy. He's a real artist with what he does. So he's real laid back. But,
being around the scene in the hip hop though, it brought another side of my personality out though. It helped me to open up and being around the artists.
Watching now, well, more than 20.
Yeah, watching Pac record in the studio and just the confidence he had, man. That it wasn't no way that wasn't gonna rub off on you a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's some of the other behind the scenes stuff you ended up doing when you started working with Death Row? I know that party was one of the first things, but
yeah, when I saw a lot of stuff when I was behind the scenes. I mean, all from like the little breaks at halftime when Pac, you know, we have this little flag football. You know, I was in the game of flag football and with him, you know, and saw his athletic prowess and everything. Like, you know, that just fun, wild stuff like that. And other dramatic times when they whooped ass up on the stunt man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they had issue with the way the stunt man was trying to direct the scene or whatever, and Pac shut the scene down. You know, I was filming behind the scenes, and you know, I had to take him the footage the next day. You know, and just to make sure it didn't get out there or whatever. You know, so you know, the next day I went from the hip hop set over to that last movie that he did. You know, and saw like how diverse Pac was. You know what I mean? He could flip it up real quick and be like on the Hollywood set. You know, handling business, and the night before, like on doing the hip hop, you know, the gangster videos and stuff like that. And you know, he was a diverse artist. That's what I realized at that point. I said, there's a lot to this cat. You know, he was doing the most.
For y'all don't know what he's talking about, he was talking about the set of the Made Niggas video, right?
Yeah, on that one of the last videos, the Made Niggas. Yeah, and I ended up doing the final cut on that on the editing, and I got to hear the acknowledgement that Pac actually said, like when he watched Made Niggas, he's like, why ain't the rest of my videos cut like this? So that gave me some confidence, because you know, as a filmmaker, I'm always kind of taking risks and making it look a little abstract and edgy, and you know, I took a risk on that one, and Pac just seemed to love it. You know, that it was real frenetic and got all his different moves that he makes, you know, because he was one of the most frenetic performers that I'd ever seen in front of the camera. So I just kept chopping it, and it felt good to hear Pac say, man, I wish all my videos was cut like that.
Yeah.
What was the reason that, if you remember, that Tracy and Gobi ended up getting fired? I forget why they...
That's what I was about to ask about Gobi. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole. I mean, I think they had infighting within the company. You know what I mean? So then, you know, once you have that, you know, it's hard to maintain everything. So I think, I mean, that might have been one of the, you know, it's probably multiple issues, but they was real tight with him for a long time. Yeah. And you know, I was working. They gave me some of my first jobs working with y'all, and even my father worked on that very first one in Long Beach. He came home saying, son, you got to check this video out. It don't seem like a video. They tossing lowriders into the Long Beach Ocean and down there. And
you talking about murder was the case. Yeah.
Yeah, murder was the case, you know, and so I went down with Pops the next day, and that's when I started, you know, getting in with y'all a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I always appreciated about Death Row is they put tremendous production value into the projects when you look back. I mean, nobody was doing it like them. So a young filmmaker like me just coming out of film school, man, it was like a beautiful historic time. And I used to tell cats, man, you better get to hustling because we creating history right now. Like these times ain't fit to last forever like this with Biggie and Video Wars and Tupac firing back, you know what I mean? Like it felt like we was making history, and sure enough, you turn around and here we are, documenting everything. You know, it's time for everybody to really see what was going on, and this is where you find out right here on this podcast the little details that was happening.
Yeah,
people love the little details and the little stories for sure. So
yeah, I remember one time we were shooting one of the videos, and Tupac had that long wig on his head, you know, and he was acting like
Rick James.
Rick James.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing the Rick James thing. And I had dreads at the time, and he was clowning my hair. And that's the one picture I do have of me and Pac. You know, I'm kind of distant in the mirror behind the camera, but it's like that one image I have of him and that I've been saving. You know, because we might be able to drop it on one of these joints with Reg and them right here. But I've just been waiting for the right time. But, you know, I remember Pac clowning me. He's like, man, what's up with them dreads, man? Don't nobody wear no dreads like that no more, man. Like, you out of date, man. You still out of date, man. So we was just cracking up, having a good time. That's one thing about Pac, man. No matter what, man, he kept it full of laughter, man, and people feeling good and inspired, man. That's what I take away from his energy. You know what I mean? Besides all the who riding and all the other stuff that went on around, like the man handled business for sure.
Yeah. Just so the listeners know, if you don't mind, just for a second, can you name the videos that you shot behind the scenes or stuff for as far as Tupac goes? You mentioned the Made one and Hit 'Em Up.
The made niggas, Hit 'Em Up, and How Do You Want It? Okay. I was on the behind the scenes. There was 2 different versions of that one. I was on the second one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think there was one other one on the beach, but I think Pac got upset with that one and shut it down when Kevin Flynn was directing.
Yeah.
He had tossed it up. That one had a couple different versions of that, you know. And then a lot of times I'll be in the studio, like when he was rushing real quick to get those albums out and everything, you know, and everybody was amazed how quick I got to see some of that. Where, you know, the engineers was having trouble keeping up with him, but he said, I'm ready to spit, I'm ready to go, you know. And he would just, it was amazing me, man. He would have his pen and his pad, and it seemed like he was banging out, you know, multiple songs within the same night, you know. And I had never seen an artist being that inspired, you know, to turn some projects in that the engineers couldn't even keep up.
And when I know you mentioned you did the final edit on the Made video. I know in Death Row Uncut it had, you know, a bit of an intro, and then Gobi has put out later some more of the I don't want to say unedited, but more of the full scenes. When you guys were doing that, was that supposed to be like a mini movie type video, or was it more just a straight music video with extra stuff before and after it?
Yeah, I mean, Gobi would have. He was basically the creative source behind that. At some of that point, I was editing and being a foot soldier. So I remember the hope was for it to, you know, like start off like a short film. Like I think it was running like 20, 25 minutes, and then keep extrapolating episodes on it till like it grew into some, you know, like an episodic situation. Like
Gotcha.
They wanted to keep coming at it, and you know, there was a lot of ideas being tossed around at the time, but I know like the eventual goal was like for a whole feature film, and a lot of it was call and response to what, you know, Biggie would do something, and then, you know, we called it back then. We called, oh man, a video war is happening, and that, you know, it sounded like something bad or something, but actually in the industry, man, it was creating opportunities for young filmmakers like myself and other cats coming up. We said, man, a video war is happening. You'd be like 2, 3, 4 videos going on in town because everybody was trying to do call and, you know, respond and stay up on date on stuff, man. And I like that part of, you know, I miss that part of the, you know, the art of hip hop where people were responding back and forth. You know, obviously it got a little out of hand to where people thought it was a whole war between the East Coast and West Coast, you know. But then I always just read the meter on what was going on, and I had a chance to do a music video with Mac 10, Fat Joe, Big Pun. So that's when I collided the East Coast with the West Coast and tried to let people know, like, look, man, this is music, man. Y'all everybody getting it in together, you know what I mean? And that became the theme in the end, you know, that we all artists, we all out here doing the thing together. Okay.
Yeah, because I know people really got a kick out of the scenes with the Piggy and the Buffy in those videos, and it always seemed like some of their scenes were cut. Yeah. So I assume that there was probably more to that than ever got out.
Yeah, I mean, there was some, you know, there's always a heavier cut out there that you know, I'm sure if we dig deep in the footage, man, I mean, we could make another version. Yeah, and they can have other slants to it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was so controversial. Obviously, like, you know, I'm sure you noticed, like we had to tailor it back just a little bit to get it out there, you know, and into the world.
Yeah.
There was some edgy stuff that was going on back then.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you've done, you've obviously done music videos with Mac 10, Lil Wayne and stuff. I know you did the We Can Freak It video for Corrupt. Any good stories about that time? Because I guess that would be after the Death Row era, correct?
Yeah, well, we Could Freak It was a little bit after the heyday with Tupac and everything. But yeah, I mean, working with Corrupt, he's an amazing talent, and I just remember like wanting to make, that was one of my breakout chances. Like that was a chance of a lifetime when I got the helm of We Could Freak It. So I, went up and, anybody know me, I put all the money on the screen as far as trying to tell these stories the best we can. So we went and got the top of the line mansion up in Malibu with the reflection pools everywhere and dressed everybody up in the 30s. And I remember going through all this stuff, and then we get up there and Corrupt decided he just got to have a pair of Dickies. So he had to, and it was not like he had to go to town and put them on at the store and the whole nine. So that was my first experience really getting a taste of how much patience you need as a music video director. I mean, I had like 50 people up there and old time vintage cars, everybody ready to go. And then I got to explain to everybody, well, look, we're going to shoot the women for a little while because Corrupt's going to ride to town and get him a pair of Dickies, and then, along with the Dickies go the haircut, and so Corrupt come rolling back about 2 hours later. But once he came back, he was sharp. He was clean as a tack and ready to go. So we got it in. We was up there till about 3 a.m. that night, but we got it in, man. And that, if I ever look back at all the videos that took me from the total independent artist, that's still coming up and crossed me over, that We Could Freak It really helped jump me up there, man. So I always think the Death Row Camp and the Dog Pound and everybody that came up there, Snoop and all of them came up and showed up in that one. Ice-T even got off in that one. And after that, I was able to like go show my reel and finally be taken seriously. Like look, man, here it is, man. This the summer hit right here.
Yeah. Now I know you got your master's degree. Did you start working at Death Row while you were working on that, or did you do the Death Row stuff like fresh out of college?
I think it was the last year of film school. I was just in film school right around when they did that big one down in Long Beach, and that I was just it was a perfect transition. I got lucky, like coming out of film school, and then all that it was. I call it the peak of music videos, the peak of, the great urban legends or whatever. I caught the wave of it, with Gary F. Gray and
absolutely
a lot of opportunities were spurred out of that time frame. You know what I mean? I remember being an extra with Gary F. Gray. You know what I mean? And he didn't know what he was going to do. I said, man, I'm going to film school and all this. And he said, man, I know some dudes in the rap game. I got some cameras, so it's interesting how time, how I think that Death Row and hip hop and the great legends that was performing at the time, man, they really set the stage. So for a lot of cats, more than they ever realized, that's why I always tell Suge and everybody, man, I appreciate the opportunities you created, because without that, man, I mean, you know how it is out here. The playing field is unlevel. So we needed that, man, and we need that to come back again, where people have that camaraderie to support each other and open up little independent shops, no matter how modest, and bring people on and let it grow, man. That's what it's all about. That's why I do this for.
Okay. When you got to the Death Row Uncut project, how overwhelming was that, having that abundance of footage, but knowing, I guess at the time it was just going to be VHS before it got moved over to DVD, where you had more space. But when you had all that content, how did you prioritize what went in and went out due to the time length constraints that you had with the VHS tape?
Yeah, I remember it was a time where it got very overwhelming. They sent us to a vault up there where they had hundreds and hundreds of everything that Death Row had in the vault up there, and we were able to hand select some choice select pieces. But at one point I had about 110 tapes laid all across the living room, because back then you had them big 3/4 tapes. And I remember like right about in the middle of it, like kind of feeling like it was going to be a little bit overwhelming, or more than I could chew on or whatever. But you just break it up at 10 at a time, and just keep keep feeling like you're making a little short film here or a little short film there, and keep working your way. So, but it was a huge challenge to get through all that footage. But Suge was super creative too, man. He always had a natural knack for what a story needs. So he enabled us to go out and get one of his old Cadillacs, and those are my favorite scenes in Death Row Uncut when the four homies is driving Suge's old Cadillac with the red interior all through the neighborhood, just chatting about the
four, and then one jumped out on us. We had to go.
My boy Ty was. Yeah, my boy, one of my actors from Cal Arts was in that, Ty Carlton, and he kind of somewhat, but as quiet as it's kept, he became an urban legend off that piece, man. He go in the clubs and he either come up as a player, or sometimes motherfuckers was hating on him, but like he couldn't figure it out at first, and then people started telling him like, hey man, you the dude you the one driving the whip, you was driving Suge's whip up in there, man. Like that shit was funny, but. Yeah, he had a lot of stories too, and we might have to get Ty on there sometime because he had some life-changing stories from being up in that car.
Yeah, that's why Scrunchy jumped out on me. I remember you calling me like, Reggie, you jumped out. We don't have him. I was like,
yeah. Cisco, the actor from Next Day Air too, caught some slack from being up in that car too.
Yeah.
That was the one that jumped out, huh?
Yeah, well, Scrunchy. Yeah, Scruncho.
Scruncho jumped.
He jumped out.
Yeah, man, we had some funny peoples up in that car, man. So when you watch Death Row Uncut, pay attention to them driving scenes, man. There's some hilarious stuff they talking about in there.
Was there any apprehension? I know Reggie's gonna have something funny about this, but when they decided to put the directions to Snoop and Dre's house, did you think to yourself like, oh shit, this is why? Was that why you didn't put your name on it, or was it just like, that's what they're telling me to do? I'm gonna do what I'm told to do.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I'm an artist, and then I was editing for artists, and it seemed like the red flag was up, like Mac 10 and them. They was Nate Dogg and them. They would come to the edit bay and put a little Glock on the edit bay table, So I had to get used to editing like that, but like I don't. You know what I mean? Like I'm a real peaceful dude or whatever. So it was, like obviously like, man, does this end up in court or somebody gonna end up mad at me? So that's when I chose to just put that different name on there. Like the K.C. now, I probably would have just stuck my name on there because everybody know I did the joint anyway. And like, I don't think really people really like anything life threatening on there, anything now looking back, but at the time it seemed like a crucial time to like play
safe.
A
cool scene with them talking about Dre being gay, and remember we had the drag queens in the jacuzzi.
Oh man, yeah, we had all kind of it was about 4 or 5 drag queens, man, and all kind of different things going on in that clip, man.
Yeah.
But looking back, when you pop it in now, I mean, that's a solid piece of entertainment. It's not, when after the decades pass, it ain't quite as controversial. More seem like funny or whatever.
Yeah, guns. Hey, K.C., you know anybody selling that at now? I know Ventura went out of business. But
man, if not, man, we might have to start back up.
I know we might have to.
That'd be a big classic right about now.
Yeah.
I think you can still find it on like Amazon or something. Possibly.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
Yeah, you can definitely get a copy on Amazon. I saw it on there.
Yeah, it might be used, but you can find a used one.
Somebody was asking about Peanuts earlier today, but that's where we shot the drag queen scene, and we shot the DJ Quick video at Peanuts.
Yeah. With Michelle's Triple X girls, man. She was always holding it down for us.
Yeah.
All right. Reggie? Do you want to ask him about the Quick video? Do you want to get into the stories of that one?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So that video was done. The DJ Quick one was done exclusively, or specifically, I should say, for the Death Row Uncut DVD. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. It was really because that's right around the time when I had him working with Top Dog and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was really done as a favor because he had always wanted a video to that song, and Profile would never do it. And so that was our way of probably sticking out an olive branch to Quick at the time.
Okay.
By doing that as a favor for him, and he did some stuff in return for us. When I was helping him get his money for mixing down and doing some work on All Eyes on Me from the estate and stuff like that. So we mainly did that just for a lookout for Quint.
Okay.
So that was something he always wanted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep. K.C, you're working on a pilot right now, right? Officer Down. Do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, this one is interesting. One that the city came to me with, the city of LA's behind it, and they involved in the SWAT team. And basically, I get access to the headquarters and the state of the art technology, the trucks, you know what I mean? But they basically, what I see was happening with this project, it got my interest because, you know, the cops, they always getting a bad rap or whatever. And they looking at the TV and they see all these cop shows, CIS this, CIS that, but it's just actors or whatever. But this is going to be the real stories of soldiers that really had to take a hit and ain't here no more, you know, real fallen soldiers. So we're going to take about 5 or 6 of the real fallen soldiers and work closely with the LAPD and give them a chance for them to finally they actually gonna have a voice and make the piece and produce the piece with us. And I think the reason why they want to do this so badly because everybody's filming them when stuff jumps off, everybody's sitting there filming them and sticking them on YouTube, so they get ready to flip the table a little bit. So, you know, like I know Reggie's the perfect person to have involved with this project, you know, with his background in security and everything like that, because we want to have a nice even flow between, you know, what's going on out there with the friction and trying to ease any friction that we can through the arts and show that they just people out there trying to make the world as best it can too. You know, shit always gonna jump off, but I think if when people see the pilot that we're gonna create for these real stories, man, it's gonna give them some heart. You know what I mean, and bring back a little unity to the community.
Okay. And when can people expect? Or I guess if you're doing the pilot, you wait for it to get approved and then you make more, or is there already a commitment?
Yeah, well, we're gonna start shooting the pilot in a couple weeks, and we'll drop little pieces on Instagram. So just start looking for Officer Down, and you can always look up my Instagram or Facebook is the best way to. I'm real accessible. I'm Colored Wind, COLOREDWIND, Colored Wind on Instagram. We're gonna start dropping little 1 minute clips, you know, and leading people in the right direction on this project, because it's going to be one of the hottest ones to jump out this summer. And then the full-blown pilot, you know, we're going to start dropping pieces on that by the summertime.
Okay. And to aspiring people that would want to get into, you know, doing videos, doing movies, doing features, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who was, you know, maybe still in college, maybe still not knowing the route to go? Because obviously, you know, you got really, I don't want to use the word lucky, but you were definitely in the right place at the right time to get your foot in. What would you give advice to somebody who is trying to get their foot in the industry and be given a serious chance to create some of this art?
Well, I would tell them to, you know, realize that they're at a fortunate time where, you know, that every single person can start up their own network. And this is as quickly as going on YouTube and all the other ancillary outlets, Vimeo, and start posting your stuff. And, you know, don't think you have to go start off and make a huge, you know, movie with dinosaurs or Spielberg or something like this and wait and sit around and keep waiting for 20s and hundreds and millions of dollars, where you can get your, you know, your phone or borrow your mama's phone and it's surely probably got a camera on it, man, and treat that device like Hitchcock treated it, you know, his 50-pound cameras back in the day, you know, and get your friends and see what you can do in 10 seconds. Challenge yourself, like, what can you do in a 10-second clip, a 30-second clip, 1 minute clip? That's why I love the Instagram format. I try to post me an Instagram joint like every day or two, because you know, it just keeps your craft sharp, you know what I mean? And then, man, if you imagine if you did 60 of those and then tied them all together, what would you have? So I was, you know, just don't let the money or any of that stop you from telling these stories. We're naturally born storytellers from Africa, you know, through the oral tradition as orators, you know what I mean? And it's one of the gifts we have. And now the technology came into more people's hands, so, you know, you're going to have a partner making music, you know, look around you and don't be afraid to ask, you know, for some collaboration, you know what I mean? Because that's what the best filmmakers, that's what Spielberg do. He surrounds himself by the best people in the business, 5 or 6 the best art designers, score, actors, and before you know it, man, he got an amazing ensemble. So get a tight little, a couple people that you like to work with, you know what I mean, and start to dream and put some stuff on film, man, and start putting it out there, and then soon enough, if you build it, they're gonna come watch it, and entertain yourself while you're doing it. Don't just try to figure out what everybody's trying to see. If you entertain yourself, I guarantee you're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Okay. And with our audience being mostly, into Tupac and stuff, can you? Sorry, Reggie. I just want to ask, if you can speak on where you were and how did you hear about what happened in Vegas when Tupac and Suge got into the shooting?
Yeah, I was right around then. It seemed like we was always every week or two, like with going to where Tupac was recording in the studio. So, I was basically like remembering that he had went up there, because we'd always I think it came up that might would we roll on that one or whatever. So I remember just kind of being at my house, I don't remember the exact day or anything, but just getting the call that something happened from Gobi from Look Here Sound and Vision, and he was distraught, because he was up there. And he actually went on the trip, where I stayed back. So it kind of that's when it felt like, wow, this stuff getting close to home, because there's one of them trips, 50-50. I might have went up there, but they just, last minute they decided like things was moving too quick for that joint or whatever. But there's a good chance I might have been up on that one, and that's when you just really self-reflect, and then also I gotten to know. I was always behind the camera, but I gotten to know, Pac's vibrance a little bit, you know what I mean? So, it was a saddening time, obviously. And then what happened after that, as me being editor, the story didn't end for a long time. I would be in there, editing the memorials and different various things happened for almost like a year, up to probably 2 years that, we kept coming up, different things would be, to honor him would come up, and I was always the dude in the edit bay, editing the stuff. So I was by the end of it, I felt super close, to understanding more about who he was and his art form and all this, and got more respect for him.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, well, cool, KC. Well, like I said, we know, most of the people on this channel just want to hear all the bull, the BS and stuff, and I'm just trying to give them a little bit of the business side of the game, just dealing with the artists, and that, we're going to bring the attorneys on to talk about that, and you with the video side, and we done brought some, some writers on and stuff like that, and so, we really appreciate your time. What we're really going to do, but you're going to be hearing from us daily now, because we're going to be trying to get some videos from you. Once you upload them and download them to whatever John needs, because I don't know what the format we need it in.
Yeah,
digitized, so we can just put some stuff out, and we're gonna make some stuff happen. So I'm glad I done reconnect back with you, KC. And like I said, I appreciate you, man. You always been one of my favorite people, because you was always a good dude, man.
I appreciate it. This call made my night, man. Anytime y'all want some more stories, man, I ain't gonna tell about the time Tupac took my. I was only seeing her for about a few weeks, but when Tupac took my girl home on his birthday one night, man, I couldn't say goddamn thing. Cause, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna get into that shit. We saved that one for the late night.
I remember that.
like little Casey gonna be like, Pac, you can't do that. So he just gave me that look like, homie, if my homies can't have none. So I was like, fuck it, man. Hey, man.
Well,
shit happened.
Exactly. I remember that. I remember talking about that when we were doing casting. You told me about that.
I took this shit real hard and shit but man, looking back, I had to laugh, man. I wasn't seeing her for about 2 weeks, man. It was fair game.
I remember you just brought her around, and you were like,
I said, damn, on the wrong night, Pac's birthday, man. I got to toss that one up.
I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. We get more into it later, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, KC.
All right, KC, I'll be in touch. All right, thank you.
All right. All right, I'll see you. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah. Man, y'all community is crazy. Y'all do not respect people in the business. Y'all do not respect people in the business. Y'all like to hear about the BS over
just like stories.
People that was working in the backgrounds and stuff like that. Y'all did him wrong. Y'all wouldn't ask no questions to him. Y'all did my boy from the source editor wrong last week. But if I bring a Buntry or somebody like that on, well, not Buntry, if I bring Buntry on, something wrong. If I bring Miles James or Trayvon Lane on, y'all be all over that. Y'all crazy, boy. Yeah. But anyway, y'all don't want to know about the music business. Y'all want to know about the gang activity. But anyway, DJ AG, you was just mad because we wouldn't ask you a question because you hate Puffy so much out there. What Puffy do to you out there in New York, DJ AG? He did something to you, baby boy. I was purposely ignoring your questions about Puffy because I didn't want him to come and get you when you pop up at one of those clubs at the outside the clubs or something like that with your camera. I didn't want none of the Puffy boys to get you, so that's why I didn't even put you out there like that.
And we did ask about Puffy. We just couldn't keep asking about Puffy.
Well, he wanted to ask it a certain way. Nigga, are you on Puffy's payroll? That's what he wanted.
Oh, okay.
And we wouldn't do it. I knew what he wanted, but, you know, I wasn't going to do it like that.
Yeah. So you want to take some questions?
Okay, so let me ask some of y'all bull crap. We're going to stay on till 9:30. We're going to make this right at 2 hours.
I may step away to eat something, but go ahead, Reggie. You know.
We're going to stay on the phone till 9:30.
I'm going to stay on, Okay.
Yeah, K.C. was a good dude, though, Shaq Crew. He was a real good dude. Puffy killed my favorite rapper. Who did he kill? Biggie? Yeah. No, I know you're talking about. You're talking about Tupac. You know, that was going to happen now, unfortunately. You know, Robert Torres. Yeah, K.C. was a good guest. I thought he was a good, a good guest. I thought y'all wanted to know stuff about the music business, people that was around and stuff like that. But y'all gonna be loving K.C. when he started shooting over with John, all of that unseen video footage. I guess y'all like that. But y'all still subscribe to J-Flexx channel, and that's all he's gonna be putting up. Well, he say he's banned, but we all know that's a lie. But he's trying to say he got a strike. But yeah, sure. Let's see. All right, let me ask some of y'all questions since y'all like the BS. Let's start with the BS questions. Let's see. Stephen Marquez, thanks for saying that. I knew somebody would like K.C. in the industry stuff. Okay, Shaq Crew, you seem to like him. You said he was cool. He was a real laid-back type dude, though. Y'all just don't know he was a real good dude. What up, young Dave 83? How you doing, baby? DeMarcus Ward said, whatever happened to the Death Row Celebrity Beatdowns? That would work right now, wouldn't it? I remember we were setting up at the prison where Chef said he wanted to do one round of rapping, one round of scrapping. Could y'all imagine doing that right now on a network where all these guys, when they have beef, they say, okay, you can rap one round, and then you have to scrap another round. That would be nice, boy. Wouldn't that work? One of y'all going to take that ideal and run with it. Space Mob, thanks for that. Sure, John, appreciate that. Okay. I don't even see no bull crap. Y'all must be tired of us. We're going to have to get... Man, one of y'all going to have to take over the board or something. We're going to have to do something different because y'all seem to be getting tired.
I didn't say I was getting tired. I just said I had to eat something.
I didn't say John. I didn't say John. I said y'all.
Right. They might know. I'm going to use the bathroom.
Just making sure.
I know you ready to go in. Your girl must have made you a steak or something tonight.
You always have these go-tos. It's always, I'm too lazy, or the girl's over, or something. It's always something.
Gobi's the fraud, claiming to have footage. No, Gobi's not the fraud. J-Flexx is the fraud. He's the one that's claiming to have the... well, John said he got it. He's just hiding and lying.
He's got it. He's got some stuff. And people know if they've seen the alternate version of Tour of America's Most Wanted or the Made video, that was all done by I'm not gonna say anybody's name.
Y'all,
That was done by
trust me,
somebody.
they've been having depositions and everything, so
Right.
y'all never see it.
Right.
Because if he puts it up now, there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah.
So y'all won't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there goes DJ AG.
Young 83, I don't know. Young Bears 83, I never heard that about the Friday story. Well, DJ Pooh. DJ Pooh is the one that always said that he stole
Friday.
Stole Fridays from him. But he gives, DJ Pooh was in it. DJ Pooh was the guy that got his chain snatched. That what was the big dude name? Devo was beating up to take the chain from. That was DJ Pooh, y'all. For those of y'all that came late to the party, we had J-Flexx on. He did about an hour, and I thought he did good. If you care about music, if you care about hearing about songs and stuff like that. But
people care. They care.
I think y'all wait for the Big C style now. That's what y'all want, something like that. Bigness, what's up, man? What's up? Who said Suge shot me? I don't know what you're talking about on that one, baby.
I didn't get. See, why aren't people getting notifications? I think you have to. I don't know. Is that
maybe you have to go through telling them how to hit the bell again?
Yeah, you have to hit the bell.
Yeah.
Hey Reggie, what's your plans when you get out? Oh, okay. Face Mob, isn't that the one that was talking crazy the other day, or no? Somebody was talking crazy. You were telling me about in the comments or something.
Who knows? They all go have their good days and have their bad days.
Bomb1st, will K.C. share video footage from one video set, or will there be loads of footage? You have to stay tuned, Golden Child. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah. He gonna work it. It's in John's hand now for him to all in John's hand for them to get together and do what they need to do to get it uploaded.
Yeah.
He'll get it to y'all. Kevin Swing has more stuff than Gobi. Kevin Swing only really did he did the California
which one?
California Love remix.
Okay.
And he did House of Blues. And then he did, y'all really gonna love this one. He did the Michelet one, Hung Jury one. When we went to Paris.
You filmed that in Paris?
That's all I remember Kevin Swing doing. Kevin Swing was a good dude. That was my boy, but Kevin Swing also did a lot of stuff with Bobby Brown. Mm-hmm. He was the one that shot all of that stuff with the Whitney Bobby Brown show. Mm-hmm. So that's where Kevin get most of his money from. Unfinished Business. What happened to Shiv's reality show, Unfinished Business? Shiv is never going to do anything, y'all. Shiv just do money grabs. And Shiv is not going to do anything until he's flat and broke, which is now. So if he get out on this stuff, then he'll probably sit down and try to do a movie. Since the Guffo stuff is hot, but he better hurry up. He got about a year or two to knock it out of the park and do it, and hopefully do it right. John, remember what I think of Michelet. Michelet was somebody that should eventually loved a lot. Me and her had to work together, so we tolerated and dealt with each other. And just like anybody that's working together, we had good days and bad days. But she knew I was protecting and doing a lot of stuff with the other female, so I'm sure I caught the blame for keeping the other ladies comfortable and around. So that's why she had problems with me if she had any. Why do I think the Michelet album flopped? Because she had too much control. That's why I think he let her control it and couldn't get the producers that we wanted. I could have had Babyface, Damon Thomas do most of her album.
Was she happy with that album, Reggie? Was she happy with it before it came out?
I'm sure she was. She wouldn't let it come out. She would have put it out if she wasn't happy. She would have been fighting for it to come out.
Did you think it was garbage when you first heard it? Be honest.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I took the video and took the song to Babyface to let him hear it to see if he could do something to it. Mm-hmm. And when she said yabba dabba do, he told me, he said yabba dabba do. He said, good luck, Reggie. And he just said, good luck. Right then, I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jury was terrible.
Yeah.
Did you ever have thoughts of Tupac's view with elected reps? Yeah, that was. We caught the brunt of it, but we didn't really care. With Bob Doyle and Dolores C. Tucker was the two. The only reason was because of the distributor Time Warner was trying to get the cable company, which I know they big with now, and they needed the votes in order to get in the cable business. And so that's why Time Warner was the one that really wanted to get rid of us and get away with us, which got Jimmy and them there $250,000 back because they had sold half of Interscope to Time Warners. And so they were able to get that money back. They got an advance from MCA. Doug Morris went over there and started running MCA and took care of Jimmy. So they got their company back 100% and signed with MCA. So it was a good deal all the way around for everybody. You know, what happened to Borny Rubble? I don't know if he called himself Borny Rubble, but I know he called himself Borny. But John Rambo, but Borny, he's doing better. Listen to the beginning of the interview, and J-Flexx talks about Borny and his conditions and what he's going through. Yeah. I bet there is a derogation out there with Michelet Records. Isn't it Ice Big Fish or anything like that? Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, so I'll leave it alone. Mr. Big, what's up, baby? How you doing? I'm good, man. Any day I'm out free and breathing, I'm good. Yep. Joe Cool get his money. Not like that. You know, that's a good question, Pretty Face. I don't know what happened to that money. More than likely, the state probably got it back. I don't know. That's a good question, Pretty Face. I don't know if she got this bill money back from the bailout. I know we got billed for it. Y'all asked a couple of times, and I missed that question. Interscope advanced everything to us. They advanced everything, but they bill every penny of it back to you. So I know they put up $750, and she'll put up $750, but I'm sure the other $750 got billed back to us. When and where, I don't know how. But I don't know. I don't know who got that money back. It's a good question. But I'm sure she'll probably build it to the estate, but they probably was the ones that got it. I haven't talked to G1 in a while, DJ Gary. I haven't seen G1 in a while. I thought the Defiant Ones was good. I didn't know the Huge Brothers did that, but I thought the Defiant Ones was very informative. Yeah, they did that. 310-3120. No, I don't. No, that wasn't their phone number. Their phone number was 323-852-5023 or 852-5000 was the main number. Remember that number backwards. I go back to court at the end of May. Both Don P. At the end of May. Yep. D-Born. I met D-Borns a couple of times, but D-Borns was a little bit before my time, but I did meet her a couple of times. You see anything you want to ask me, John? Oh, John, I'm out. John wouldn't have took that steak anyway.
I'm right here. See, you always wait for me to step away and then talk some shit. Let's see. I don't know. Are you looking at the boards?
Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I had you on mute, so you couldn't hear me.
Oh, okay.
All right. Why were the Outlawz going at? We don't know, Brian. Let's see. You already talked about what the fight was on the video set, right?
Yeah, it was about a stunt man that was there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know those big buff guys, stunt guys. I guess he probably didn't even want to really be on the set with no rappers and stuff like that. He probably just took the job, you know. But he was acting tough the whole time. They kept telling him to be cool, be cool. And, you know, the Outlaws probably, you know, they always had to kind of prove themselves. And so they ended up beating up a stunt guy. The guy that was working on the stunt, he was acting all tough and stuff, being disrespectful. And they all kind of jumped on the stunt guy. So that's what happened on the Outlaws. I mean, the main niggas video. No, I didn't. I didn't even ask him. But he said it's from episode 6 through 8. And he said series 8 is going to be a lot dealing with me on the unsolved case, or the unsolved series. So he said, but he started playing in episode 6, 7, and 8. Seemed like a real cool dude. Yeah, real down-to-earth guy. It'll be interesting to see how he acts. Did y'all know he said he picked up 60 pounds? And said to play my part, I wouldn't have picked up 5 pounds for nobody. But he said he picked up 60 pounds to be me. And I'm sure he probably still was too small. Yeah. Who was the best rapper out of the Outlawz? Fatal by far, right? I always thought Fatal was. Right, didn't the Outlawz sign the death row? The Outlawz did sign the death row. They wasn't signed Plaza Pox, yeah. But afterwards, I signed them. They each got $25,000 and got an album deal for the Still I Rise. Yeah. And I think we had an option to pick them up if, you know, if that album did well. But y'all know what happened after that. The album did well. It's just they weren't that good. Justin, did you ever think Tupac was going to get better throughout his stay in the hospital, Reggie? You might have answered this already. I'll be honest. I knew he wasn't going to want to live in the conditions that he was in. I knew he had lost a lung, popped smoke cigarettes and weed. Yeah. I know y'all say he probably could adapt, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, DeMarcus, well, I don't remember all these numbers. They look familiar, but I don't. I'm not managing any artists currently. No. Napoleon claimed they should try to sue their catalog for like $500 a piece or some shit. Napoleon claimed they should try to the catalog for $500. Shit was in jail when all of that happened. So that happened. I was with other people that was bringing bullshit to him. So we had them in a nice spot. Had them in a car, had them in a spot, taking care of them. They had brought a manager in, some dude named G. They had brought around that was hanging out with them. And he was calling himself managing them and stuff. And we knew they had that one album in them, so we was taking care of them. We would have been out for them. Daz is a real player, in the words of Too Short. Daz is an emotional biatch. What Daz is. Yeah. How would an engineer know what somebody was offered Golden Child? They Tommy G said they was offered $1,000. I mean, yeah. Wu-Tao was always streaming live. Okay. Cool. Wu-Tao's doing good for himself. Mutal have a chain of coffee shops. So out here they're doing pretty good. Yeah, boss. Sharita's good. She sent me a picture of herself today with her feet and getting a pedicure with fish, with little baby fish in them. You ever seen that happen? Never seen that happen. You know. Yep. I remember the realist was on. You can be touched. Is that true? No, Stephen McQuest, I don't know about the realist song. Oh, realist was on. Can you be touched? Is that true? I don't know. I don't know. We'll get realist on. You can exercise. All right. Well, I guess we're about ready to wrap it up. I hope you guys, Good Friday. I'll be in church doing a good communion, so I'll be there Friday. Saturday, I'll be feeding the homeless. And then I got a little birthday party, dinner party to go to. Yeah. And then Sunday, be Easter. I'll have Easter dinner at the house. Might be my last one for about 3 or 4 years, so I better have a good one, right? So I'll have an Easter dinner at the house. Yep, the relatives from Dallas. He's from
Oak Cliff.
With an O. Oak Cliff? Yep. Oak Cliff? Yeah, yep. Oak Cliff, Dallas. Yep. He was kind of Little Red, yo. He called me Little Red. Somebody who know me for a while. So you remember doing Young, the record promoter. Doug Young, you mean?
Yeah, I think he meant Daryl Young. Yeah.
I think you mean Doug Young. Not offhand, to be honest.
I think he was before you.
Thanks for that. What you say?
I think that Daryl Young guy, the promoter, I think he was before you. I think he kind of worked Doggy Style and maybe Murder Was the Case, and then after that, I think that was.
I was around for Murder Was the Case, but I didn't know about the motion side.
Yeah.
That was Kevin Black job. Yeah. Have a great church. Have a great time at church, Big Red. Yeah, thank you, Young Truth. Yeah. Friday and Sunday I'll be in church, so 2 days.
Oh, there you go. Getting blown up.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear that signal? You hear how? And people always complain about my phone signal. Listen,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that crazy. As soon as that phone went on, your signal was crazy.
My signal went what?
It went crazy.
Bad?
Yeah. It's fine now. It's just when you had the other one on.
Oh, okay. Whatever happened to Danny Boy? I talked to Danny Boy. I told him I'll call him when we need him. But I talked to him when he was doing, I guess he must have caught a new case or something like that, because he was doing some community service. But I don't know what happened to him that night. He probably had got into it with somebody or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. You want to wrap it, Reggie?
Yeah,
or you want to keep on?
DJ, you can come over anytime, bro. You seem to be a good dude.
Yeah. Fly out from New York. Come and enjoy the 80-degree weather that we got this week.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, everybody, y'all have a good Easter, Passover. Resurrection Sunday is what it's called now. We don't call it Easter anymore. Resurrection Sunday. Y'all have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Call your parents. Tell them y'all love them. If they're still here. And, I guess we'll be talking again hopefully Monday.
Yeah.
Try to have a good interview set up. Maybe I'll try to get C-Style. He should be all ready for me.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll try to hook up C-Style since y'all like the drama. I guess y'all tired of the industry stuff. Maybe we'll try to get the realist and C-Style on. See what we can do.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right.
John, you have a good one.
Yeah.
Don't forget to, maybe somebody try to, since it's the first of the month, maybe y'all have some money. Because y'all need to hear a new voice. I think y'all tired of mine and John. John is like bored the hell out of this.
I'm not bored at all.
He don't even get into it. bored the hell out of it.
I am not.
In your voice, John.
I am not bored. I'm not bored.
So we need somebody to take over the board. We need somebody to do John's job.
Don't sell me out. Get somebody else.
Yeah. So.
People can do it if they donate. I just don't know if they want to donate
that's what I'm trying to get to, John. You take this shit all personal.
I know.
But that's what I'm trying to get to. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So John explained to them how they can do that.
Yep.
And tag it.
Yep.
I have a good one.
Yep. If
go watch my season final of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, God. There you go. Isn't that motorcycle shit?
Oh, matter of fact, Stars back on and my other show. I never can think of the name of that show. Empire. So I got something to watch. All right. Yeah, have a good night.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And if you want to support, there's a link in the description. Any contribution over 50, I'll send out the shirt right away. 75 if you're overseas, of course, because the shipping is crazy. And then if you want to do more, you can. There'll be information in the comment below. But I appreciate everybody who tuned into this one. I think I got to figure out what's going on with the notifications. I'm not sure why that's not working, so I will reach out to YouTube and see if I can get some clarity on that. But otherwise, I'm sure this will do good on the replay because J-Flexx is always good and K.C has some interesting stories. So, but as always, if you can, if you want to support Reggie, there will be a link in the description. Whatever you can do, I know he definitely appreciates it. So, and for me, I just ask that you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then turn on notifications because apparently that's the only way it's gonna work. But we'll see you guys on the next one, probably Monday or Tuesday. Thanks.